Averna. We're going to review this. This is the old Coupe coming at you with another exciting video. So this is an older bottle. This was probably made somewhere between 2010, like 2010 and like about 2020. I know it's pre-2020 because I know who I got it from, and it's definitely pre-2020. But anyways, the primary note, if you just want to cut straight to the chase, it's, I would say 55% coffee that you're getting right off the bat, with maybe 45% chocolate. So it's coffee and chocolate are the two predominant notes. There is a bitterness here and there's a sweetness here. And the sweetness is just underneath the bitterness. So it's a little more bitter than it is sweet, but not by much. It's not as bitter as, say, Aperol is. And we all know Aperol is kind of like a lightweight when it comes to the Italian Amaro, right? The Aperitifs, the Aperol is kind of a lightweight. So that kind of gives you a sense of what's going on here. The bitterness is maybe like on a bittersweet percentage ratio. I would say the bitterness is like 55%. The sweetness is like 45%, but it's a good balance. It's a good balance. Okay. The more and more I taste this, the more and more I'm starting to pick up some other notes in there. They're very subtle. Like on a percentage of 100, I would say maybe 2 to 4% is you're just barely, I mean barely picking up like that bitter orange taste. You might get some vanilla, you might get some smokiness, right? Like a light smoke. It's almost as if they had taken the cacao beans or the coffee beans, and then on top of roasting them, they stuck them in like a smoke machine for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes to pick up some of that smokiness. So it's not like a push of smoky, oh my God, like I'm eating like a smoked tri-tip. No, it's not like that. It's just very subtle smokiness. And that might be the way that they age it. They put it in the barrels, you know, who knows? If you know more than I do, please comment in the comment section down there below. That would be great for the informative aspect. And I'm always a student, so I would always love to learn. But there's just a very subtle smokiness. But what a lot of people get wrong, I think maybe unless they have some extraterrestrial taste buds, what I do not taste, what's not going on here is I do not get any of that nasty licorice, that black licorice. There's none of that in this at all. No way, shape, or form, none. There might be some people who would say they're picking up some fennel, like some roasted fennel. I could see that, but we're talking like in a percentage of 100, we're talking like less than 1%. Less than like a half of 1%, like 0.05%, you know, like 1,000th of a percent. Maybe there might be some fennel seed that was used to make this, but it's in no way, shape, or form anise or licorice, or there's none of that. The full frontal flavors, I cannot stress this enough, are coffee and chocolate. Those are the two main ones. Okay, another one that some people get wrong, cola. I don't taste any cola in here at all. Nothing. If you took like Cynar 70, and you've seen me review it before, if Cynar 70 was over here, they're distant cousins. Like this, the Averna with the Cynar, they're not even big brother, little brother. They're like distant cousins. So I'm not getting any cola notes at all in any way, shape, or form in this. The only thing I'm getting that is different than, say, the coffee and the chocolate might be just a hint of like bitter orange peel, or that quinoto, the myrtle leaf orange. It may be just like, we're talking like in a percentage of 100, I'm talking like maybe 1% or even a half of 1% of that bitter orange peel is going on here. I think there is a bitterness, don't get me wrong, but it's very almost perfectly balanced with the sugar. So keep that in mind. And then the alcohol content, in case you're curious, is 32% by volume, which is basically 64 proof. I don't think they list, they kind of put like Questo Amaro Piacevole, I think that's what that sounds. Basically made with aromatized vegetables. I think that's what that says. I'm not really, my Italian's kind of rusty, but basically it's an antique recipe, Sicilian, right, from the family of Averna, something Avanti forward, and then after. So basically, before or after you eat your main meal, or the antipasta, or like after you have your pasta, is basically what that says. And then this one is kind of like oh, I don't know what all these words say, but basically like Nostra Bottiglia. So this bottle, something we need to some Chiesa, whatever, Nome della Nostra Società, the name of our society. It'll impress the name of our society, something like that. I can't tell exactly, but here's the label, right? Amaro Siciliano, and then Specialità Olsolta. You get that the premier beverage from Fratelli Averna is what that says. Caltanissetta 1912. I guess 1903. Something happened in 1903. They're not quite sure. Maybe 1912 is when they actually formed the company from their house. It says Brevetta della Real Casa right from their house in 1912. I don't know what 1903 is. Diploma something. Who knows? But anyways, here's the back label in case you want to see that. So this is like an Italian product from Italy. Right, there's no English on here at all, so this is imported directly from Italy. It's quite possible that the person that got this brought this back from Italy. I wouldn't be surprised because, yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, there's the label, there's the flavors. So hopefully, if you're watching this video, you have a better understanding of what Averna is. With that being said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button down there below. Check out the description section. I'll put some links to some pretty cool products. To quickly recap, what is Averna? What are the primary frontal notes that you're getting, the forward notes? Coffee, 55%, chocolate, dark chocolate, right? Like a nice deep dark chocolate, 45%. So 55% coffee, 45% chocolate. Then within that spectrum, between the bitterness and the sugar, I would say the bitterness wins out over the sugar by maybe like 5 or 10%. So it would be something like 55% bitter, 45% sweet. So it's a good balance, but it's not like a liqueur that has that sugary, thick syrupiness. It's actually quite light and pleasant. I mixed mine with some San Pellegrino, some club soda. By the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, but if any of them are watching and they want to, hook me up or whatever, send me a message. I'd love to talk. But that's basically what I'm getting. On the nose, when you smell it, it's coffee. It's coffee with like a little bit of chocolate mixed in, and it's a pleasant kind of a coffee chocolate mix. Equate it to kind of like an unsweetened Trader Joe's coffee ice cream. That's kind of what it smells like, but less sweet, like unsweetened. Then the taste, when you taste it, it's coffee. It's coffee and chocolate, like the perfect blend. And it's not an overpowering chocolate. The chocolate's there, but the coffee is the winner. The 55% coffee, 45% chocolate. That's kind of what I'm getting. And then what it is not a Fernet. It doesn't have any of those alpine notes. To me, I'm not tasting any black licorice. I'm not tasting any of those weird woodsy, alpine-y kind of notes or anything like that. None of that. There's no mint in here. There's no menthol. I'm not getting any menthol whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. I'm not tasting any mint. None of that. It's possible that all that is in here and it's getting discombobulated and in this homogeneous blend between the coffee and the chocolate. Talking with my hands. Love doing that. Hello. Just, steering the wheel. Steering the wheel. Just saying. But anyways, I'm very quite pleased with this. This would be, to me, like a digestivo, like something you would have after dinner or maybe with the last course of dinner. Definitely a dessert Amaro, but very delicious. Quick to recap, if you are going to compare it to Caffè Granita, which is another Italian liqueur, this is definitely way more sweeter, less bitter. And then if you had to compare Averna to Aperol, Aperol is kind of a lightweight. Aperol is more bitter. So Aperol, as light as it is, tastes more bitter than the Averna does. Aperol is also way less sweet and a little more astringent. This has no astringency in it at all. Like, not that I'm picking up. Like the coffee though, like I'm still tasting the coffee. The coffee though lingers. So that's a good thing. Anyways, hope you like what you're seeing, and I'll catch you on the next exciting video.